This video is going to take you through some virtual assessment modifications that can be utilized for different skills assessments. Specifically, we're going to look at the Phonological Awareness Skills Test, or the PAST, which identifies a specific skill that a student may be struggling with in phonemic awareness. So why do we utilize these skills assessments? These skills assessments isolate the specific skill deficit that a student may be struggling with. It also helps inform our intervention selection. It can suggest appropriate interventions matched to the student's needs. It also can help identify gaps in learning and instruction within the classroom. For the skills assessment, make sure you have a copy of the student version of the skills assessment, if it is necessary, open, as well as the administrator version of the skills assessment, open in a documented editing application. You'll need about 5 to 7 minutes for this. And for phonemic awareness, you can use something like the Quick Phonemic Awareness Assessment. You can use the PAST like we are going to talk about right now. You can use the CTOP. For phonics, you can use nonsense word fluency measures, or like the Woodcock-Johnson pseudo words. For fluency, you can use a curriculum-based measurement. And then for vocabulary, you can use measures of academic progress or STAR reading. Some things to consider when doing this assessment. These assessments were not built to be delivered in a virtual format, so you will have to make accommodations along the way. Make sure to practice administering via a video conference platform like Zoom prior to administering this to a student. Make sure your student is not receiving any support from other students or adults in the room. And most importantly, make sure to remain patient with the student as you're going through this process with them. To do this assessment, make sure you have the open administrator copy and a document editing application. Then screen share the student document if necessary. Explain to the student the procedures, and then teach, model, and practice the assessment to ensure that they understand the process. The 5th step is to assess the student. Now we're going to watch as Peyton is administered the first 2 parts of the PAST. I'm going to read you a sentence, and I want you to hold up your fingers for how many words I say in that sentence. So, Joey likes cake. There are 3 words in that sentence. We're going to try that one together, okay? Say it with me. Joey likes cake. Cool. 3. All right, so you're going to do that for the next sentences I read. Tom ran home. I have 2 pets. Listen carefully.
No.
Did you eat lunch? Let me see your fingers. Hold them up to the screen. There we go. What are you doing?
Listen. Good girl.
Terry loves to play soccer. All right. Yesterday it rained. All right. Okay. As we were going through the assessment, I made sure to have the administrator copy open on half of my screen and made any edits as we were going through the assessment together. Additional modifications can be made to these assessments by repeating the instructions when needed. As you could see, Peyton was frequently off task during this assessment or looking for additional support, so make sure to redirect and repeat those instructions when need be. When you first start screen sharing with a student, make sure that you do have the student describe what they see on their screen so you know what they're viewing is actually the assessment. Also, for assessments like the CTOP, place the picture cards into a PowerPoint presentation so that the student can easily view and you can easily screen share them. It's increasingly important to remember that these assessments were not developed to be administered in a virtual format. So take everything with a little bit of grain of salt, but these skills assessments can really help you identify where the student is at and what specific skill that they are struggling with.